Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returner, thanks for coming back. Today is day number 9 of my challenge. So if you're new here, I am doing 28 days of 28 posts and posting every single day for the month of February. So today is day 9. And today I'm going to be talking about 5 tips to help lose that stubborn belly fat. I know it's so hard to lose and can be super frustrating. So I wanted to share my top 5 tips that have helped me lose my own belly fat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss another video from me. So without further ado, let's get started. I moved inside because it was a little windy out there and a little worried that you guys might have a hard time hearing me. So tip number 1 is to drink a lot of water. I mean, an ungodly amount of water. You want to stay super hydrated. I carry my handy dandy Nalgene with me literally everywhere I go. I try to drink at least 4, but I shoot for 6 of these a day. 6 liters of water. That's literally so much water. In general, but especially when you're trying to lose weight, drinking a ton of water can help boost your metabolism. It helps cleanse your body of toxins. And actually, when you're dehydrated, your body will actually retain water because it's needing water to stay functioning. So drinking a lot of water can help reduce the water weight that your body might be holding onto when you're dehydrated. If you've ever noticed feeling bloated a day after drinking, that is why. And I know you're going to have to pee like once an hour, but I promise the trade-off is worth it. If you're drinking a ton of water and you're seeing results, then it's definitely worth it to have to pee a little bit more frequently. So I am gonna go get ready for the gym and then make my smoothie really quick, head to the gym. One of my tips will be right before I start my workout, and my last tip will be at the end of my workout. So you'll wanna stay tuned for those. Today's gym fit is, of course, sponsored by Lululemon, and those socks are probably from Amazon. So I'm gonna share tip number 2 now before I make my protein smoothie. So tip number 2 is to eliminate processed sugar, things like candy bars, ice cream. Honestly, it's not until you actually look at the nutrition facts that you realize how much processed sugar is in things. Even if it's like a pre-made meal from Trader Joe's, those things can still have a lot of sugar in them. This one was really hard for me because I do love ice cream, but that's why I get those Trader Joe's mini cones. One mini cone only has about 7 grams of sugar, and I, in general, try to keep my total sugar intake for the day to below 50 grams. Things like protein bars can even have high sugar without even realizing it. So I just recommend to kind of start looking at the labels of things and be paying attention to your sugar intake. Obviously, if you're doing things like drinking sugary coffees, having sodas, those are easy things to cut out and will give you a flatter stomach and help you lose that stubborn belly fat a lot faster. Our bodies really do not need sugar to survive. We just like it, and actually eating sugar releases dopamine, which ultimately can cause an addiction to sugar. That's why some people have a really hard time staying away from sugar. So that's my tip number 2, and now I'm gonna go make my breakfast smoothie. All right, so tip number 3 today is to start tracking your macros. If you want to learn more about tracking macros, how to do it, and what it is, I actually made a video during day 2, which I will link up above, and that will kind of explain how to get started tracking your macros. But in order to lose belly fat, you need to reduce your overall body fat percentage. And the best way to do this is to track your macros and ultimately make sure that you are eating in a deficit. And the easiest way to know if you're eating in a deficit is to be tracking your macros and tracking your food intake, your total caloric intake. Over time, you'll want to reduce your total caloric intake, reduce your macros, and that will help you reduce your total body fat and ultimately reduce stubborn fat on your stomach. I know that this is time consuming, but this is also going to be the most effective. So overall, tip number 3 is to track your macros, be eating in a deficit, because that will reduce your total body fat percentage and ultimately reduce your belly fat. Those babies while I'm driving my 2-minute drive to the gym today. All right, so before I head into the gym, I will share tip number 4, which this one may come as a shock to a lot of you guys, but basically stop doing long, steady state cardio and start lifting weights. It's actually a myth that doing extended cardio, especially steady state cardio, will reduce body fat. Actually, by lifting weights, you are building muscle, and muscle helps increase your metabolism. A higher metabolism will help reduce your overall body fat percentage and ultimately help you lose that stubborn belly fat. While I do think that cardio is really good for you. It kind of depends on the type of cardio, how you're using it, and how you're changing your cardio over time to reach your goals. This is a whole other topic, but I think for the purposes of this video, focusing on starting to add weights to your routine can really help target that belly fat. And I know that this can be scary for a lot of women out there because we don't want to get bulky, we don't want to get huge. But if you do want to have that kind of toned look where you can see a little bit of muscle on your arms, you're actually going to want to start lifting weights, and that'll help reduce your belly fat because of that increased metabolism. And don't worry, by adding a little bit of weights to your routine, you're not going to get bulky overnight. It would take multiple years of high calories, eating a ton, lifting a ton of weight to get really, really bulky. So just by adding a little bit of weights to your routine, you're not going to get bulky. Today I'm doing a little bit of an upper body day, and then I'm going to show you guys part of my workout, which will lead into tip number 5, which is definitely the most important tip. So make sure you stay around for my last tip. Now I'm going to share tip number 5 for you guys, and this is definitely the most important tip, and that is to start incorporating high intensity interval training into your workouts. This is also known as HIIT, and it is what I love to do when I'm feeling fluffy, feeling, like I just want to cut a little bit really quickly. So HIIT is what I like to do when I'm really trying to cut down on that belly fat. When you're doing HIIT, you want to about have 30 seconds of like high intensity all out effort and then 30 seconds of rest. I'm going to show you guys what I like to do when I am trying to do HIIT in my workouts. To start my HIIT workout, I did 30 seconds of jumping jacks followed by 30 seconds of rest. Next, I went into jump squats, again 30 seconds of work with 30 seconds of rest. Next, I went on to mountain climbers, which I like to do because it targets my abs while keeping my heart rate high. Next, I went on to high knees, which we all know how to do from middle school PE class. Lastly, I did what I like to call ski jumps. I don't know if it has a real name, but I like this one because it helps work on my balance and work out my legs as well. My face is nice and red now, but that's what you want from your HIIT workout. So during that HIIT workout, I was doing 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. And then I repeated the circuit 4 times. And in between each kind of round, you can always take a little bit longer of a break because I know it can get really hard. But the point is that you want to keep your heart rate elevated through all of the exercises. And one of the nice things about HIIT is it continues to burn calories post-workout. So that's one of the other reasons why it can really help with losing the stubborn fat around your belly. And my heart rate is still in the fat burn zone as I'm literally just sitting here because of how good my HIIT workout was. I just got home from the gym, so I am going to wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do let me know if you try implementing these tips into your daily routine. Do remember that change takes time and you're not going to see results in the first couple days or week even. It might take a full month to really see big changes in your body and in your weight. Tomorrow is actually going to be an entire full day of eating. I did reduce my calories a couple weeks ago, so I'm on a new total calorie and macro breakdown than what I showed you guys last time. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you hit the little alarm bell so that you don't miss that video. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll like the video above where I show you a full day of eating with a macronutrient breakdown on what I eat in a day to lose weight.